Ladies and gentlemen, heralds and immortals, and everyone in between, we are back with the semi-final day of European Pro League Season 28 here. My name is Dota. I am joined by the lovely IVZ. Yellow Submarine versus Level Up Esports here in the lower bracket. Level Up pushing through against Runa team last night. A gruesome BO3, which I do believe went all the way. And yeah, Level Up are right back and early. Of course, it is the afternoon here, local time. And Lifestealer Pugna. What? Okay, I like the Lifestealer with the Yellow Submarine draft actually.
Yeah, I think it synergizes well with a lot of the heroes. It's a bit weird to play Lifesteal into Pugna. Maybe since Gore Storm is more favored now, it's actually better. But in general, these physical heroes into Pugna is a bit weird. He is a nullifier builder, naturally. That makes sense on him, so it's probably
Mm,
okay into Pugna. But a
we
bit
also
weird.
talked about the Gore Storm on the Golem. It's pretty bonkers OP damage once you do it. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a weird interaction though. I tried testing it a little, but yeah, since you don't control the Golem, you instantly just get out yourself and then basically do like a massive amount of damage, and there are some collision problems, right? As soon as you get out, but overall, it's extremely effective
I think you
if you
can
go that route.
maybe Warlock can share the golem with Lifestealer, then he can control it.
Yeah, that would be funny.
It's like you do with TA traps. You just share control with your team and then they can use them. That's a very normal thing to do, at least. Well, looking at
Actually,
the
yeah. I mean,
game,
by the way, like in higher tier Dota, is unit control, shared control, given out a lot on certain heroes, or
only on TA.
only on TA? Gotcha.
Yeah, for the traps. That's
Yeah.
the
I
only
don't.
case where I've seen it.
I don't think you give away your minions as Warlock or Chen or Enchantress.
No.
That would be insanity.
I used to play with a guy that played carry, and that was back when Health of the Dominator gave lifesteal. So he bought it on a lot of carries, and then he would dominate a creep, and then he would, because he couldn't micro at all, he was just a carry player, he liked farming. He would share the creep with me, go jungle, and be like, last with my creep for me on lane.
Do it for me.
I was just a slave, right, controlling his creep.
I mean, to be fair, MOBAs are originated from strategy games. So if you don't know how to control two heroes, what are you good for?
Yeah, I like micro heroes. I'm a pretty decent micro player as well myself. Still play some Warcraft 3 once in a while. So
Yeah,
I
not
didn't
anymore.
mind microing his Dominator creep, but it was just pretty funny.
Yeah, my background is definitely RTS, hardcore RTS. So as soon as I first met MOBAs, I was like, what the hell is this? Why am I only controlling one hero? This is stupid. But yeah, no, like the big strategy plays were always what attracted me first to MOBAs, and then doing it with five people together. Now that's a totally different story.
Yeah, it's very
But
different.
speaking of different stories, 1 minute left for Yellow Submarine for their last ban, and the last pick. They are still looking for an offlaner. Level Up decide to address the Enigma and the Lycan. But I still think like big circular plays here, or even like just a casual Darkseer, would add a lot of power to Yellow Submarine's draft.
Yeah, actually sounds pretty decent. You can vacuum into Golem stuff like this. You have Tusk already. It makes a lot of sense. I guess it depends a bit on what level up are look yeah as the Darkseer as you called it. I
Easy
guess
street of
level up
life.
are looking into picking something that doesn't fear Darkseer, so that's why they don't ban it.
Thinking of a ranged hero that can play here. Actually, Drow Ranger comes to mind, but it sounds awful against the Tusk and the Darkseer.
It's also weird against Ember with Lifestealer. Like you can
Yeah,
infest
no.
Ember, jump in, find the Drow.
Sounds horrible, actually.
Yeah, doesn't sound that nice.
It sounds a lot like very NA Dota style. Well,
Brood
go for the
Mother.
Brew, which we have seen quite a few times these last few days in other tournaments, that is. In European Pro League, though, I think it's going to be the first time, right? I believe.
I don't know. I haven't checked.
But Brewed into the Warlock sounds Brave. Sounds
Yeah,
brave. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the word brave.
yeah.
Suicidal would be a bit of a stretch, I guess. But I don't know how they are planning on making this work. But Licorice has been cooking hard with his farming heroes, and Broodmother is actually a little bit of the opposite of his usual style. So maybe him and Ponlo were thinking something out, and they are just cooking something else. But Brood Mama's last pick here at European Pro League. I'm actually excited.
Yeah, he's playing the Necrotic Webs facet, which means he's not gonna have as much focus on his spider links as Broodmasters usually do with the other facet. I don't exactly remember the name.
Feeding Frenzy.
Yeah, so I guess that's a reaction to Warlock that you don't want to play too much around your spiders.
Interesting. But then, basically, this is
Spiders will be
more.
farming, you will be
Yeah?
hitting.
And you will be hitting people.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
This
thinking
guy's
of the
played a lot of Broodmother.
thinking of the build here.
It's gonna be the standard right click brood like Manta style, BKB, Butterfly, Run at Fusion kind of thing.
Gotcha.
That's my prediction at least. I'm not that much of a brood player. This guy seems to be. He had like 250 games on brood, so he probably knows what he's doing. I think in lane it's a good matchup into Darkseer.
Probably.
It should have a good time on lane.
But yeah, obviously, with no axe in the pool, like not no axe being picked, it makes a lot of sense to actually try and overwhelm the Tusk and the Darkseer. But overall, I am favoring the Yellow Submarine draft just a little bit more due to Radiance and the Warlock, just
Yeah,
shutting down the heroes and the approaches of level up. But overall, Ponlo and the boys have upset a few people in their push here. So one last thing did want to check before we get into this game number one is the head-to-head result, where Yellow Submarine has won 3 of the 5 series between these two, and Level Up has only won 2 of them. And the last victory, actually, of Level Up against Yellow Submarine was a totally different iteration of Level Up, by the way. It's back in 2023. So,
oh, that's a long time ago.
yeah, I think back in the day it was also the SSA Spartan era of Level Up. After the Brain times and before the Monaspa days. So,
Yeah. I feel like when I look at this game, Level Up went for we are gonna play our heroes, and it doesn't really matter what the enemies pick. We're just gonna play our heroes, the heroes we feel comfortable on. That's the feeling I get here, which is not something I hate. I admire the confidence to pick the heroes you believe in.
oh, but there's like massive amounts of pushing power as well on the Level Up side. So, there's the potential for them to just end this game at minute 20 if they
Yeah,
actually put their minds to it. That is something that can generally counter all this, whatchamacallit, Radiance and Fatal Bonds and all this stoppage that Yellow Submarine will need to actually hold up against this draft. But if Level Up can pull it off, I'll be clapping and laughing my ass off for sure.
I'm looking at the top lane. I know the viewers right now are seeing the bottom lane, but Pugna has taken the Decrepify level 1 in preparation for Tusk skipping the wave. So he tried to pull the wave on Tusk, and Pugna just Decrepified him, so he lost aggro from the trips.
Huge plays as Mirella and Mats are battling it out on the middle. Fire against fire, I guess. It's extremely effective for both of them, actually. As Matson forces Mirella to keep his distance. Huge wave aggro control coming out from Matson here.
I believe Dragon Knight wins against Ember in the mid lane.
Truly. I always think Dragon Knight is like the be-all, end-all of 50-50 gameplay.
Yeah. But I think
You
it
can't
wins.
beat him, it doesn't beat you.
Yeah. I think Ember, like no one will die in the mid lane, but Ember will probably be outlasted by a little bit, not a lot. That would make sense to me. He is playing Corrosive Dragon, so they're setting up for being able to hit towers with Corrosive Dragon and Pugna and Brute. And then the Brewmaster to create confusion.
I mean, you will have the right to the damage for sure with the Broodmother. It's not out of the question. And of course, the massive amount of tower push power with the DK as well. As we have the first snowball approach, the Ion shells be cooking. Bondo cannot escape here, as they will get the Broodmother as well with the vacuum. Good catch. Basically what we expect from a Darkseer Tusk combo.
Yeah, that was great. Ponlo overstepped a bit and they punish. Rootmother wanted to help his friend and he also gets punished. A bit surprising to me, but good for the Yellow Submarine guys.
On the other hand, Palantimos being chased by Bottega. I love these weird positions people pull the lane to.
Yeah, it's getting so weird.
So awkward, but I love it. I can't get enough of it.
People are getting really good at this. Like, there's so much prediction. People are predicting the wave pulling. They're doing a lot of stuff, a lot of small tricks.
Where are you taking my babies? No, stop taking my babies. As the Tusk comes in with a rotation into the mid lane. Amorales do be cooking, but a two-fist here as well with the Bramble Maze. A little bit of confusion, a little bit of rune contest coming through as Paulo puts down another ward. It will be the end of Mirele as Amorales. He might have the bugged item, but I don't think he truly wants to be on fire. It's just a cosmetic.
He's synergizing with the Ember.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're on fire together.
Well, in this case, Mirele's fire just burned him for sure. As Koda gets the kill on bottom, but we're rather focused on the top. Rubicon trying to stay alive under the tower as the Decrepify will stop the Tusk from the chase and the right clicks as Infernal will burn to the power of Ponlo in the tower. Survival at the edge, at the knife's edge. Level up will pick up 2 kills.
And that just goes to show why Brood is nice against the Darkseer. Darkseer wants to run after you with shells, and you can run through trees, you can run through buildings, you can run through anything. Which makes it really difficult to stick on him.
Shell overall will still go through the Decrepify, right? So
It will, but it doesn't really matter if you're not close to the Brood. Then you're not doing any damage.
True, true. Paulo can definitely sabotage Amorales' and Infernal's lane.
Yeah.
Amorales just keeps on hitting the creep wave. Like, why is it not aggroing me? Why is it not aggroing me? And there goes that Decrepify. Good surge just to get Amorales back onto the siege wave.
It's a very interesting interaction in the top lane.
Oh, it's really fun. I also love how Infernal and Amorales are just stacking up the wave, farming it, and then back to business. Like, you can send Amorales back to Rome. He can just gank mid, or whatever he wants to do as a Ponlos, even. Going for the triangle interaction, looking to see if there are stacks being made. Yeah, down bottom, Palantimos just suffering a tad bit with the Brewmaster, but a tooth. There was a reason for the suffering of Yayo. As of course they will secure a Coda kill with that.
You thought you would win?
Denied 6-minute power rune, but it will be a support death. And overall worth as Pono gets the Courier of Amorales. He's just being a nuisance with the puck. I love this gameplay from a position 5.
Yeah.
He's creating so much chaos on the map. Like, Licorice can finally farm on his own, as the Broodmother is actually the top of the last hit charts, 43 to 10.
Yeah, this Broodmother is doing very well. I don't think Broodmother usually lanes extremely well, so getting out of the lane this well is super nice. He's gonna get the 6 soon, and then it's really gonna accelerate his farm.
Spawno and Matson sieging together on the mid lane. Ain't much you can do about this. There's another ward down, another blast, and dragon form. This tier 1 tower should be falling pretty soon.
And it's one of the most frustrating things about playing against Pugna and DK is that they just slowly chip down your tower while you're looking at it. It's so annoying.
There is a worse hero that can do this, but I'm guessing you will just instantly blur out which one.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, Sniper. He's just so far away. There's just no way you reach him without dying, or at least sacrificing a hero or two.
The annoying thing about Pugna and DK is that, at least DK, it's like it puts a dot on your tower and then he just walks away. It's just...
Oh, Pugna and DK are actually heroes in my eyes. Sniper's just a little C word. I don't think I can say that on stream.
Yeah, he is. I agree. I think everybody agrees, unless they're sniper players.
Stupid keen heroes. I used to be a sniper, man. I won't deny it.
You're right.
I used to be a bastard. Spodlow does deny the shield rune, but he is in a little bit of trouble. Amaral Samirel keeping up contact as Inferno comes around the bend. Beautiful wall of replica coming through as Podlo surviving at very low HP, but Amaralis is not going to be sacrificed for this either. No dive from Yellow Submarine, despite the triple play, as the illusions are following a tooth. He's extremely low as the stolen Dragon Knight form. And of course the Willow will also stop in their tracks, but no death this time on anyone, despite all these spells.
If I were level up right now, I'd be feeling pretty good, even though their Brewmaster is having a horrible time. Root is becoming so big, he has so much farm, and your DK is doing really well as well.
It is that early game pressure we talked about for a level up. This is their chance to shine for sure, but there are shutdown capabilities on Yellow Submarine soon. It's just the talk is clicking. Palantimos returning down onto the bottom. There's that Fatal Bonds. We talked about it. It's so bad. This Palantimos truly suffering out of all the cores. Not even 3k as we turn towards minute 10.
Yeah, this Brewmaster's really not having a good time. I hope that when he gets 6, they'll rotate into his lane, take the tower, and help him out a bit. Because right now he's feeling bad.
Hakoda full committing with a chaotic offering onto the tier 1 tower. Definitely a strategy some people will say is stupid, some people will say is useful. The tower is already at half HP as Level Up are committing a lot of heroes for this. They are looking to turn things around. Palantimos still not level 6 yet, so no primal split. But with this Amaralis death, is it possible to get it? Snowball escape coming out from Amaralis as the Infest save comes through as well. Gore Storm for all y'all as Matson falls down to half HP. The Fatal Bonds is cooking. Yellow Submarine with a counter play as the Beatles team will basically just strike back at you.
And it comes down to that Brew level 6, right? If they just wait a little bit, let him get his 6, they don't really have to defend this tower that hard, then the fights will be a lot easier.
Nah, I think they wanted to risk it so that if we get a kill, then Palantimos is level 6, right? But look at this, Amaralis just committing on top of him. The Ion Shell. The Ion Shell. It's cooking so hard. The Cinder Brew will save him. But there's no way they can do anything for the tower.
Right now, Tusk is higher level than Brewmaster.
And so is the Warlock.
Warlock is a bit more natural with the book, but having the enemy position 4 Tusk being higher level than you, that's suffering for sure.
Insult to injury for sure. Just to compare it to positions, Infernal's literally 3 levels higher than Palantimos right now. 2.5 to be exact, but
yeah, it just goes to show that if your lane goes wrong and you're playing Brewmaster, you're kind of screwed. And if your lane doesn't really go the best on Darkseer, you can pull waves and go jungle. You can't do this on Brew.
no, Brewmaster doesn't really have an alternative to the lane farm, does he?
No, he doesn't at all. So he needs to do well in the lane. And they did have the tools, like Willow and Brewmaster. It's a good lane. Sounds very strong, but they just didn't really execute it.
But then Warlock.
Yeah, Warlock and Lifestealer, it's a very passive enemy lane. They just do nothing and they slowly win the lane.
Speaking of Warlock, Rubicon, he is sensing something's brewing up here. as Amorales, Hakoda, and Mirele all rotating onto the spider. Escape attempts were made. Chaotic Offering was put out as the vacuum pulls him back in. Hakoda is just cooking with the Warlock right now. Another tier 1 tower in a matter of 2 minutes. Yellow Submarine are turning the strategy on top of Level Up's head.
Yeah, Warlock doing a great job here, using the golem immediately as it comes off cooldown, using it to take objectives. Super nice. The golem is extremely strong in the early game, and this is really how you want to use it. You want to go to a lane, use it, and take a tower.
Yeah. Why not have any downtime as Mirele? Looking a little tough with the Bramble, but, you know, as soon as the root is over, he can just remnant out of there. Backup is on the way. He's like, Hakoda, heal me. Heal me, support.
It's an interesting Ember build. He doesn't have Slide yet. He takes it now at level 10.
Yeah, he went super hard on the Flame Guard.
Yeah, makes him very hard to kill. He has the Vessel that gives him a decent amount of health, and then he has Flame Guard that gives him the Magic Shield. I think it's surprised level up a little bit.
DK. Yeah, you can definitely burn the DK with this.
Yeah.
But how did he get last hits? Is when we were wondering. Gore Storm coming through. Spawn low. Should not die. There's no Radiance yet on Bottega. But as he Rage TP's out of there, I'm guessing it's already on the courier. Paulo won't be so lucky next time. There's Lycoris coming down to commit to the tier 1 tower on the bottom. And is ready to start jungle farming in the enemy territory. This is pretty usual rotations from Rude Bamas.
I'm a bit surprised it didn't happen earlier, like as soon as Brew got 6. I imagine they would make this rotation.
I think it has to do something with the Manta timing. You know, going into enemy territory, you kind of want that dispel, at least.
Yeah, it might be that, I don't know. But he has a Radiance on Lifestealer now.
I remember Matumba Man actually talking about the fact that it's like, yeah, like look at this Dota. Like back in my day, I needed to play Broodmamas all the frickin' time. So imagine, you know, like, TI champion Matumba Man just chilling there, drinking a beer, and just complaining like, why don't these people have to play these stupid Zeus strategies?
He did play a lot of Zeus strategies, didn't he?
Yeah, Lycan, Broodmamas.
Yeah, Lone Druid.
Lone Druid, oh lord.
He actually played the most obnoxious heroes.
El Doge, remember his panda's name? Oh my god, it's so funny.
He also played the like Viper and stuff. It was always these super weird heroes.
Yeah, and then Viha had to adapt to those strategies, but he was not a micro player. Not a high level micro player, that is.
He played Meepo, right?
He did play Meepo. That's a little bit of a different aspect. That's Hakoda. Taking up the micro will throw out the golem, but at the cost of his life. Hakoda. The golem will eventually fall due to all these enemies coming out from level up. As Yayo is still pushing with the primal split. Matson committing with the jump. Good with the blink dagger, but they can still turn the turn with the vacuum. They will immediately turn around with the Gore Storm. Good save onto Infernal as they will grind down level up piece by piece. Palantimos once again back together in pieces. The vessel is cooking. He is looking to counteract it with the Cinder Brew, but Mirele is on the chase. Surged up, Ion Shell. He will remnant down the Brewmaster.
This looks really well done. It's sometimes a hero is out of the meta for a little bit, like DK, and people actually forget the counters. And Darkseid is a huge counter to DK because you steal him when he's in the dragon form. I think it was a bit of an oversight in the draft that they didn't ban Darkseid, honestly.
No, it made a lot of sense with the Tusk. I'm not gonna lie. We've seen Infernal play the hero before, so not actually surprised at all that he's even skipping the GG Boots build. He's instantly going for a utility item. It just goes to show, like, I think Lyrical talks about this a lot on his streams. He is like a very big Darkseer spammer, right?
Yep.
As soon as you understand that it's essential to get the boots and the mechanism, then transitioning to another item before the GG just goes to show you like how much you actually understand the game.
I'm a bit surprised that he's not buying Crimson Guard in this game against Root, against Brewmaster. I guess Brewmaster has his ulti, so he can dispel it, but it just seems like a good item in this game, no matter what. But he's going with Lotus. Lotus makes a lot of sense. You can use it against DK stun, you can remove roots from Willow. Yeah. So it's a decent item, but it seems to not be the best in my opinion.
What is Mirella cooking?
What do you mean?
Are we agreeing with the Sanj and Kaya here?
I think it's okay. He just wants to be tanky and annoying. Makes sense.
Okay, makes sense.
I think his whole thing in this game is to just jump in and be a nuisance. Set up for vacuum walls with chains, stuff like this. As long as he doesn't die, he's gonna be annoying, and Lifestealer will dish out the damage when he gets enough items.
Yeah, I thought just like the Lifestealer, he needs the Manta style as well as Mirella. Dodging out the Terrorize attempt as a tooth will just be burned alive.
Yeah, it was a nice dodge. Well done. Pretty cool. These Ember players, they know how to dodge things. I thought for a while that this game looked good for a level up, but it feels like they've missed pretty important timing after the fight middle. And the game is starting to turn around. Lifestealer is becoming a big threat that you have a hard time handling. But the Brood is still strong. She's taking towers by herself, not even being challenged. They're just giving up the tower.
That's the rat we talked about for sure, but I'm just absolutely not seeing the timing where level up are actually going to be sieging high ground. They should be, already threatening tier 3s at this point for the strategy to work out. In terms of timing, that is, but of course, as we get into a late game, it's going to be a weird phenomenon to see, right? Where the brood meta is in terms of itemizations. If we even get there, I mean, Yellow Submarine could definitely be in the mindset of just shutting this down and moving on to game number 2.
Rootmother has that magic level 25 where she gets lower base attack time when she has Insatiable Hunger on, and she really pops off as a carry. She gets insanely much more damage, and with the butterfly on top, she attacks so fast.
Yeah, sorry about the yeet comment. It's just Emeraldus ran into Roshan and got thrown away like a piece of trash. I think one of the best mechanics of the Roshan stroll is definitely the yeet mechanic. It makes me so happy. As a tooth, try to terrorize. Snowball save against it. Will still hit too, surprisingly enough. But Tormentor be taken by Yellow Submarine.
That looks so weird. How did some of them get hit and not the others?
I think the Emeraldus committed to the snowball, but did not put everyone in. Well,
he didn't pick them up fast enough.
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
It looked very weird.
It's a fun interaction for sure. The snowball save.
Yeah, was a good try from the Willow to disrupt them a little bit while they were doing the Tormentor. It's not like Level Up doesn't have late game heroes. Dragon Knight scales well into the late game, and so does Brood. But it just feels like they've missed some kind of timing, and now they're just farming.
Yeah, I guess they're definitely going to be turtling up for the next 9 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think so too. They want BKBs on the heroes before they can play.
Butterfly on Brood Mamas.
I think Broodmother and DK will hit their BKB around the same time, and then they should be looking to do something with double BKB. If they don't, it would surprise me quite a lot. They might just keep farming, I guess, but it seems a bit weird.
Open wounds on pawn low. There's the chase, but there's just no way of stopping the TP. It's Palantimos working to finish his Radiance. It's going to be rather late, but, you know, Brewmaster things. Back to the micro conversation, though. And unless we have a big catch on the chorus, no, it's not going to happen. So yeah, we have micro heroes with hero units. We have micro heroes such as Meepo, and actually, like each micro unit hero, Lycan, Brewmaster, Beastmaster, etc., all have weirdly unique mechanics. But even though we keep them in the same category, right? Is the fundamental playstyle the same on micros? Is what I'm asking.
That's a very in-depth question.
Because that's why I don't think of Viha as a micro player, but then he plays Meeple like a godsend, and oh holy, hold on, Palantimos in trouble, but it's looking like the Brewmaster is going to be the bullied kid on the playground in this match, as Matson looking to run away. Terrorize will be cancelled. It was a good rage bait, but it looks like Bottega is just a cool guy. He's not going to be raging through this one, as Rubicon transitioning through the triangle. He is trying to save his little spiderlings for sure, or at least send them to push out another wave. As Chaotic Offering just thrown down on the mid lane. Here, have a golem, my friend. And of course, trying to get back into the triangle, gets vacuumed up on the cliff out of reflex, but is this a good play or is this a bad one? Still, rotation from Matson, straight out to Amorales, will take out the kill onto the Tusk as a Tooth and Yayo come around the bend. The Brewmaster is back for more as a Tooth will be melted down. Support for support in this exchange. So far, so good with Bottega. Still wanted to turn it around. Has the Gore Storm as the Golem cooked. It took away most of the HP on the tier 2 tower. And Yellow Submarine having gotten as much as they could out of this fight, I guess. We'll take out the tier 2 tower and back off most likely.
You know how you know your game plan is going poorly?
The tower is
Your
being taken?
No, your Brewmaster has the ulti for 24 minutes.
Oh no.
Then you really know that something is wrong.
I mean, still the 3-level difference between the two of them is still there, and Palantimos not committing here. I'm actually questioning why.
Not committing to what?
Not committing to Primal Split.
No, I don't know. It's a bit weird that he's not really pressing it at all. It would feel like just trying to use it would be better than not using it at all.
Same. You know, just cycloning at least one target could potentially get you another kill. Matson canceling his TP. What? What? What is going on in this game? Confusion. Maybe a play attempt with Licorice and Matson here up top.
To return to the micro hero talk, I think the reason we don't really see Weeha that much on micro heroes other than Meepo is because of the role he plays. I feel like many of the micro heroes are offlane or support relevant mostly, except for Meepo. I guess Lone Druid, but Lone Druid was when Weeha played mostly an offlane hero, if I remember correctly.
No, he should have definitely played some Lone Druid when he was on Digital Chaos back in the day. But low casually dying, just, you know, support things.
Did he play Lone Druid? I actually think he did, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But his Lone Druid performances don't stick to my mind as well as his TI9 Meepo performance.
No, of course. Makes
was,
pretty good sense.
I mean, such a good hero and player that OG, you know, can actually ban it for 3 games straight.
I think whenever you have a good Meepo player, it sticks out pretty well because Meepo is at least arguably the most difficult hero in the game to play. There's so many small tricks and things that you can do on the hero.
I don't feel that Meepo is difficult. It's just a very high risk, high reward hero, right? And if you don't make the high risk moves, you are definitely going to suffer as. And Morales not blinking in fast enough is definitely going to cost them to the chorus kill. Oh, yeah, Rubicon 155, just getting the hell out of dodge.
Which heroes do you feel are more difficult than Meepo?
Chen. By far, I think
Really?
the hardest hero in the game is Chen.
Okay, that's interesting.
You gotta remember all the neutral creeps. You gotta remember which composition is best for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a kid, you know, looking at the library, and I know exactly the books I need. And when you know that when the player doesn't play Chen enough, you'll just take any creep and just send it at towers.
It's
Right.
interesting.
Highest level of Chen play is you know exactly what you need, you know exactly where to get it. You take note of your camps, you take care of the pressure.
Yeah, I think you have a point. I guess the thing with Meepo that makes him less difficult is that he has a recipe more than Chen does.
But as we were talking about the micro conversation, Casually Yellow Submarine have reached the high ground at actually the timing we talked about in the early game. Hakoda, once again, just throwing down the rock. He doesn't care about the golem. He doesn't care about what you are throwing at him, and neither does Bottega. Raged up, takes out the tier 3 tower, and goes home as Licorice, by the way, is going for the rat play. Tier 3 on the mid lane, approached by the Brood Mamas. And the tower is being sieged on. But Yellow Submarine, I think they're still happy with this exchange. They took the tower, they lay in the golem, and they will be taking the range racks if they don't do much else over here. And Morales with the chase. He does have a little bit of an infestation. Kinder surprise. Rubicon looking for the escape. Morales committed the Walrus Punch just to secure him as the TP will not be broken. A little bit of an oversight from the Tusk. But Rubicon lives to see another day.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty severe oversight that you don't save your punch. I'm not... Even if you don't punch him, you maybe don't kill him, but it feels like you should save it for the BKB TP. Maybe they just wanted to force out the BKB. That's understandable as well. Now they can return to the top lane. Root doesn't have BKB and the Rex are somewhat free.
And mid lane is shoved back in. Bottega. Business as usual. Oh, hi Palantimos. How's it going? Ice Shard locking in the Brewmaster as there's a primal split available, but Palantimos is just unwilling to use it. Paulo with the reverse life suck will just boost up the Brewmaster for as long as possible. Still no commitment to the primal split. Still no commitment to the primal split, but finally he will go for it. Rubicon so damn low. The Brewmaster just waited for a long time until Matson could join the fight, but they will just die together. That's the result of all of this as Mirele joins back up onto Ponlo. The Pugna standing his ground just like Gandalf did, but it's just not working out. Yellow Submarine. Anything you throw at them, they will just react according to plan.
Yeah, massive lifestealer problems right now. Bottega has shown time and time again that he's a great lifestealer player and needs to be respected on the hero.
Yeah. I just love the fact that it's minute 30 and now he's just queuing up the armlet. He's like, I'm snowballing. I can get the bigger items. But
I'm ending the game. I need the armlet.
I just need the armlet, you know, for the extra strength now.
It's an interesting choice. I'm a bit surprised that he hasn't bought or queued up the nullifier against Pugna.
Emeraldus
Does seem like it has been pretty insignificant.
Easy take on a tooth on the mid lane. Yeah, Hakoda is like, what am I gonna do for 2 minutes? I don't have rock.
Yeah. He's just walking around solar cresting his golem.
I mean, honestly, look at the amount of building damage you're doing with the Warlock. This is precisely the reason why I played a hero.
Yeah, we need to look at the building damage after the game and see how much Warlock did.
Team fights? Hell no. No, I want objective damage.
Yeah, that's what he's going for sure.
Although I'm really not liking this Aether Lens build. Where's your Agnum Scepter and Refresher build? Hello? Hello?
I don't like the Aether Lens too much either, but for different reasons than you. I would have preferred to see a 4-step or something like this.
Nah,
Maybe even
saving item? Saving item? Who cares? I am the carry. I'm taking objectives.
Maybe even a drum could have been nice.
Nah, obviously there are like myriads of options, but at this stage of the game, Yellow Submarine can do whatever the hell they want. They'll throw Yayo into the air as Mirella actually getting a little bit low, but there's the Infest save. Easy turn onto the chorus. BKB has to be committed by the Broodmother as Infernal will be surrounded. He's being played around by the Brewmaster as the flight absolutely spits. Matson gonna be shorted in a corner. BKB out from the DK, but I don't think he can turn this around. Palantimos still has a little bit of time with the Brewlings as Emerald looking for the turnaround. Good snowball save coming through. Rage TP the hell out of there, my friend, as Emerald sacrifices his life on the Tusk to get the hell out of dodge, as Level Up actually mounting a team fight here in the triangle.
DK gets the perfect angle, goes behind, kills the Warlock, and then opens the fight right up. Warlock doesn't get any abilities off at all.
That's the biggest surprise, and this is precisely, one could argue, that you don't waste the Golem. But as soon as actually Matson was sharded, I thought this is Jover for a level up, but they find the good angles, they find the good plays. Surprisingly enough, they saved Lycoris in that fight, and then he could turn around with the Battle Hunger. And now we will get to see the push of the Broodmother. Or will we? Nope. Yo, somebody just deny it with the fortifications. Like, get out of here. Now. No, we're not playing this game.
Yellow, I mean, Level Up doing a very good job abusing all the Orchids they bought. It's hard for Lifestealer to play. Even if he has the Manta, he might get Orchid right after.
No, I actually didn't notice that both of them bought it.
Yeah, we've had it for a while.
Yeah, both Rubicon and Matson have one. I would love to see Yayo actually join the party. But yeah, he finally has his first aura item, which is going to be a Latimer's offering. Infernal casually finding a tooth is no news here, you know. Support's just gathering information for the course.
I feel like I've seen this movie before of him dying in the river.
Deja vu. You've just been in this place before.
It is my favorite movie.
Higher on the streets.
Okay. Now you're going full initial D.
Oh, let's go EDM. But for sure, generally dying on the mid lane as a position for tell me a news story. I've done it so many times, it's not even funny anymore.
Yeah.
It's like the Tom Cruise movie. I don't know if you know about that one. You know, it's not Tomorrow War.
The one where he dies in the water?
Yeah,
On the road?
yeah. Again and again on the beach. That's basically a Tooth's life right now on this game. I go in, put down the ward. It's such a good movie, though. It's so funny.
I was just joking when I said that, but it's actually what it is.
No, it is legit, that movie. It's really good, actually. The manga, or was it a book? I think the book it's based on is also like an interesting premise.
The more you know.
Yeah, it's a fun story for sure. I love the concept. They're looking for the turnaround, Bottega.
They're trying to dangle the Brood in front of them, trying to make them go in on him.
Yeah, I really thought that's going to be the case, but I like Yellow Submarine's caution here. They understand exactly what Level Up are trying to do and how their strategy works, so they're just going to take their time. They're going to wait for an overstep, which could be Matson. He will blink back instantly. Palantimos offered as a sacrificial lamb, and they will rip him to shreds. Pawn Low is next, as they will take two, but there are buybacks available here. Is this the last stand of Level Up? Or is Yellow Submarine just going to force out the Megas and back off?
This is going to sound rude, but I have no idea how you just walk up on the high ground where there's a ward and expect to not die.
Coda, once again committing to it. Upheaval to help out Bottega and the Golem. The massive amounts of attack speed coming through. Nice dodge of them coming out from Mirele, but Rubicon, they could just keep on ripping into the Ember. Good with the play. Bottega did not have Infest for this. They will lose the Ember Spirit. Buybacks on Paulo and Yayo committed for this one. But they'll need to keep up the pace. Catch on the second one. And Morale is gone.
Emperor does have the buyback, but doesn't really want to use it here. If
Oh,
they
Coda, you
catch the
better run.
lifestealer.
Good kill on the Warlock as well. That is 3. Ponlo stays behind to defend. But the rest of the team is on the chase, on the hunt. As once they are done and their hunger is satisfied, they will move over to Roshan.
The Darkseer checks it with the Shivas. That's a nice play. A bit risky, but it worked out. I'm a bit surprised to see that Yellow Submarine doesn't use a single buyback to try to challenge this. If they can challenge this Rose, they can pretty much win the game. But they ice in their veins, just chilling, back to farming for a bit, waiting for the good opportunity, and then they're ready to strike. Dark Willow is going towards that hex, and when they have that hex, they might actually be able to punish the lifestealer sometimes.
Yeah, Bottega. His build is complete, but even if he replaces a soul ring with something, I'm quite curious what the item would be and how effective it will be as well.
In my mind, it has to be the nullifier. It's either a nullifier or a BKB, but he really needs a nullifier. You cannot play against Pugna as lifestealer without a nullifier.
I think Radiance replacement is Nullifier and then an SNY instead of the soul ring. What do you think?
Yeah, you might be correct. Might even get a Blink Dagger, honestly.
Blink Dagger lifestealer, interesting. It could just be going for the rat in general. Is that Morales? There's the smoke approach there. They will jump onto Ponlo and the boys instead. Huge vacuum play, as that is the power of the Darkseer and the Warlock together. Rubicon looking for the turn. Matson coming back into play. They will still take out Mirella, no matter the cost. The Ember is out of here, but Bottega committing with the Abyssal Blade. That will be the Aegis. As Matson, all alone, back into the wall, back against the wall. Fatal Bonds committed as Rubicon is just running away. Matson types out the GG. Yellow Submarine will enforce their aggression, will take out the game, and win the first one of the whole match.
This shows the concerns that we had with the level up draft. We were concerned that they wouldn't hit the timing, and they didn't, and then they folded in the end to the mighty Bottega Lifestealer.
No, it was an interesting approach from Level Up. It was more of a comfort draft, like it felt a little bit of a let's wake up kind of game, Because I've been an analyst, you are coaching teams, and you've played in multiple national teams. It did feel like a warm up game from Level Up, while Yellow Submarine are like, we're locked in, this is the plan, and we're gonna stick to it. And absolutely, I'm not gonna lie, I was really impressed by how Yellow Submarine, they just decided to do pressure, and this over aggressive Dota just paid off relentlessly for them. But yeah, we're going to go to a small break, and we'll be right back with game number 2 as Yellow Submarine take the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 of Yellow Submarine and Level Up Esports. It looks like we have a little bit of deja vu here in draft number 2, right, IVZ?
Yeah, going for the exact same thing as their 3 first picks. I really don't like when people do this. I think it's a very dangerous game to play, and in general, you will most often lose if you draft the same thing 2 times in a row.
I
On
don't
the
like
other side,
Ringmaster
we
here.
see Snapfire, which is not a hero that we see that often. A bit of an underrated hero, in my opinion. The little shredder on the lane is insane, actually.
I agree, as we also have, of course, the Shaman, which is a bit of a statistical anomaly here at EPL, and of course in CCT Season 2, Series 2 as well, where it looks like in Tier 2, the Shaman doesn't really have a good win rate for some reason. We are still looking into the data, and we are having, like, British scientists try to analyze it as well. But overall, it doesn't really look like much of a big mistake. It's still like a macro push. It basically is just a nice hex, and the shackle is always a positive ever since its buff of giving lifesteal to the caster. Abaddon, one of the biggest, strongest spells in the game. And overall, I still have a pet peeve with the Ringmaster. We had a perfect silencer pick here. And for some
Yeah.
reason, Level Up are just dodging the hero. Although Pondo plays it.
Yeah, we talked about the silencer while we were on a break, and silencer is insanely good against Shadow Shaman, super good on the Snapfire when she ultis, super good against Ember. You can kill him in the early game, but they decide to go for the Ringmaster. I don't really see what the Ringmaster provides, but they decided to go for it.
No,
Uh, yeah,
even once again, like, looking at Pondo's performance, yes, he does suffer on the silencer. He has a 30% win rate on the hero. 2 wins and 4 losses overall in the past year. But I think his performance, especially yesterday against the Runa team, was perfectly fine in game number 3. Him going for the Ringmaster is definitely a surprise. It might just be that they're cooking something we're not expecting just yet. I wouldn't be surprised if it would be something totally out of this world. Like, what do you think of, like, Bloodseeker, actually, at this stage? I wouldn't be surprised, because I'm not seeing Ringmaster anywhere on Pondo's draft pool, and with the Terrorize combined with the Tame the Beast, you got something there.
yeah,
As out
I'm
comes
not
the axe.
convinced.
Last draft we were complaining that it was banned. It wasn't banned, but it wasn't picked. But it looks like Infernal's more than ready to engage with it. Snapfire Axe sounds like a dream. Great lane as Level Up don't have much reserve time. They go for the CK, of all things.
I like that.
As it will be a great lane against the Axe, but against everything else,
I think it's a good hero in this game. I was about to say Phantom Lancer. I think this is a good illusion hero game, this one.
interesting. I don't know. In general, against the Abaddon, I don't feel like illusions do as much as they're meant to.
Or I think for a Abaddon, dealing with illusions is very difficult. You can only hit one target. You don't really have any AoE. You
You
just
have Radiance
kind
and
of
a Photic
ignore him.
Radiance and a Photic Shield is just not enough.
Yeah, you have Radiance. I don't think it's enough against CK. In general, you just ignore him. You just run away from him and you kill everybody else. And you might have an Abaddon running around after you, but he doesn't really do a lot. I don't think the Radiance is enough. It's nice to be able to get onto the Snapfire and Shadow Shaman as well. They really have heroes that they need to catch in the back line, so CK is good for that. He might get a Blink Dagger later, an Orchid, stuff like this.
More than likely, yeah, I agree.
Whenever you see heroes like Shadow Shaman and Snapfire that are, especially Snapfire, a backline hero, you need something that gets in there, and they didn't really have that before. Maybe Brewmaster can do it a little bit, but the way you play Brewmaster now, you don't really have Blink, you buy auras and stuff. So I think CK to get onto the back line, it's a good pick. I like it. Good way to end up that draft.
Mm.
I think both drafts are fairly equal here.
Yeah, I am
He's
kind of torn as well. What are
yeah.
we gonna go for?
We saw the Brewmaster in the last game be very ineffective and get shut down really, really hard. So I am a bit worried that we'll see that again, and the Brewmaster will just be a non-factor once more. So for that reason, I am going with Yellow Submarine.
As much as I am a Chaos Knight enjoyer and big fan of the hero in general, I'll have to agree. Let's roll with the caster curse, ladies and gents. I'm more than confident it should be Yellow Submarine winning this one, especially after that last performance. But of course, this time it's not Bottega on his signature lifestealer. At this point, I think we can call it a signature lifestealer, right? He's just
Yeah.
been pretty solid with the hero. But his Abaddon performance, actually, and if you want to check out the stats yourself, or team stats, meta stats, all the stats and more, check out our partner site, Cyberscore. Cyberscore.live, link in the description. Not much Abaddon gameplay so far in the past year. 1 win, 1 loss, and the last time he played it was actually a week ago, where I do believe he actually won with the hero as well. So I'm going to be curious to see, if Yellow Submarine can keep up the pace in this game as well. I think just the Radiant Cephalic Shield should be enough against the CK Illusion, despite it being strong, but...
Yeah. We'll see if it's enough. When we got into the game, it showed the stats of Bottega's Abaddon, and he was like 66, 33 or something. So he's played it a decent bunch in pubs and has a very good win rate on it. So
Yeah.
a hero he is comfortable on, it seems.
What do you actually think of the... I don't know if... Did you see the coach? We talked about the Kuroki, No Tail, and Puppy interview, right? The Legends interview. But have you seen the coach interview with Seb at EWC?
No, I haven't.
It's Blitz, AUI. That's definitely a must watch as a coach for you.
Yeah.
Blitz, AUI, Astini, and there was Moon Meander, of course, obviously. And Seb was conducting the interview, and it's really funny, like like these massively successful coaches and former players, some of them, and the way of approaching